Now, on the left-hand screen, which is being projected by the iPad, you can see the subject of the composition. And the first line, as I said in my previous discussion, is this vertical line that I'm going to draw in on the left-hand side here, which represents the corner of the room. And I'm taking it down as far as where I think the chair begins. So that's the very first thing I've done. Just going to check that I've got the width accurately drawn, and that's fairly accurate. And then I'm going to take my white chalk, which I've also got here, and I'm going to begin to draw in the back of the chair. I know it comes round here and comes the back of that corner point hits it at this point. Now I could actually move it over a bit because I think I've done it a little bit too close. So I'm going to redraw that line. I'm going to bring that line down here so it gives myself a little bit more space. Now the beauty of using charcoal is, of course, that you can rub it out or smudge it. It's very easy to work with, and it gives you a wonderful variety and range of tones in terms of your drawing. So I'm looking at where that line hits the chair. It's not right in the middle of the back of the seat, but it's quite a way over. And then the chair comes round here sharply, and we're getting some foreshortening. And on the other side, again, it comes down, comes forward like this. So it's actually facing me, so it's not at an angle, it's directly parallel with my body. So that makes the angle of the chair relatively straightforward to work with. This comes down here facing me and then goes straight into where the leg is. And similarly on this side it comes down, but then it swings back a bit and then comes down and then goes into the leg. The seat, as I said, is about the edge here. I'm going to just check it with the height in a minute. It's coming about here. Then you've got this front piece like that. And that's probably enough for the minute, and I now will need to double check my proportions. So what I'm saying is that from the front of the seat to the back of the chair is one measurement, and this from the front of the seat to the floor is about 2/3 of this measurement here. So I'm just going to double check that I have correctly placed it on my paper. Yep. So that there should be 2/3 of this, which it is. So I now know I've got a relatively accurate height. I'm now going to just check the width. How many times does the width of the chair go into the overall height? So if I take it from its widest point, which is across here, and I compare that with the overall height of the chair, so I'm going to go from the bottom of the leg, and it goes 1.5 times. So this very wide part here goes 1.5 times into the height, which it does. So I know I've got the height and the width of my chair correctly established. Now I cannot see the back of the chair, but I know it will come somewhere here in order to create a realistic seat part to sit in. I can see a little bit of the angle here, but not very much. Most of it is obviously taken up with or disguised with a cushion, which is sitting on the chair. So I'm just going to roughly put that in. Goes back here, and then you've got this other cushion coming across, and it creates a nice shape that sort of leans into the side of the chair, sort of like this. So I may adjust this in due course, but for the time being, it's enough to actually give me a starting point for this drawing. And it has these openings on the side, and I can see the side of the chair, this part here, I can see the face of it. And then what happens is that you get these sort of ridges going all the way around the back of the chair, which is because it's a wicker chair, and I will need to consider that in due course. The other left side here, we see the front of this bit here like this, and then it disappears around the back. So there is a certain amount of this bit here that I can actually see, and also there's another opening on the other side. So I've got more or less the chair mapped out now, and there's a lot more to consider and push in. There'll be, the struts under the bottom of the chair, how the chair legs are formed, they're rounded, so we'll need to consider those and what they're like in due course, and they slightly swing out. Now, before I go any further with this, I'm going to start now to map out the rest of the composition. I'm going to look at the way the floor line hits the chair, and it hits it just below this bar here. So we've got a line created by the edge of the window frame, which goes there. And there's also this floor mat, which creates a nice, interesting shape. Comes across horizontally. It's actually horizontal, and then goes back towards me. And it will widen out as it goes towards me slightly because of the rules of perspective, which says that parallel lines diminish as they move up towards the eye level. There are two mats here, so I might just indicate the other one as well. Now already you can see I've got a nice big area of foreground created here. The back of the floor also is important. That is coming about here, disappears behind the chair, so I can't exactly see what it's doing in the corner, but I can see about that much of the floor comes along. I've then got this little small table shape here, which I'm going to push in. And the legs come to about there. So that's